Whoa, breaking news. Breaking news. The Los Angeles Clippers has done something many of us thought they never could even dream or fathom to do. The Clippers are back, baby. They back in a big way. The Los Angeles Clippers jumped right off the board today and shocked the world. They said they got this, huh? I'm still stunned. I'm trying to figure out why. Might be a first round. The NBA would flip a lid if something like that happened. I'm like, why did they? In case you guys just got here, let's go through it pretty fast. The Los Angeles Clippers traded Mo Harkless. It was a 3-team trade mixed in with the Knicks and Wizards. Isaiah Thomas is going to the Clippers with Marcus Morris, not Markeith, Marcus Morris. And Jerome Robinson is going to the Knicks. Mo Harkless and a 2020 first round pick is going to the Knicks. I don't know why they wanted Isaiah Thomas and Marcus Morris. To me, they don't fit the structure. I mean, for toughness, you can get Morris. I don't trust Marcus Morris down the stretch of a big game. I liked Harkless on the team. I mean, sometimes he does get a little lethargic defensively. He's more offensively, but he gives you a long body. He could hit the three. He played within the system. To me, Marcus Morris doesn't fit. He's not as versatile as Harkless. And defensively, it's like his feet are stuck in mud. Yeah, it's crazy. So they finally completed the trade today. They were working on it last night, and they finally completed it today before the trade deadline ends. So you got the Clippers, Knicks, and Wizards agreeing on a 3-team deal. Maybe they didn't want Morris going to the Lakers. And that's why they did it. This could be the case. I'm just like, why did you trade for Isaiah Thomas and Marcus Morris? So anyway, Jerome Robinson goes to the Wizards. Mo Harkless will go with a 2020 first round pick to the Knicks. And Andre Drummond, the Pistons wanted him gone so bad, they got rid of him for just one draft pick. And where we at? D'Angelo Russell, Evans, and Spellman is traded to Minnesota for Anthony Wiggins and a 2021 pick. So Minnesota has gotten rid of Wiggins finally. Had they listened to Jimmy Butler, you'd have still had Jimmy and gotten rid of Wiggins. Wiggins had to go. So D'Angelo Russell is going to Minnesota. Well, even when the deadline's passed, it doesn't mean it's over. If you were still working on deals, you can you got time to finalize the deal. So if you had a deal working in place, even though the trade deadline passed, you know, people stare to still be able to work on the deal. Thanks, James, for telling them to hit the like button. Well, it's hard for the Lakers to make a deal because they tried to move him, but it's really hard with Anthony Davis. You're not going to have the money, and you don't have the draft picks because you gave all your draft picks up to get Anthony Davis. So what could the Lakers really do? Kyle Kuzma is not a superstar. He didn't really build himself up for trade value. He was trying to get out of there, but as you can see, he couldn't get out of there. So Houston get their players tonight, and it looks like the Lakers couldn't make a move. So they tried to make a move. They tried to get rid of Kyle Kuzma. Looks like he's going to have to stay at this point unless they can get something finalized. Yeah, the Golden State Warriors and the trade, all these trades, they got 5 draft picks. I don't know how the Clippers won. Getting Morris and Isaiah Thomas for Mo Harkless, I just don't see that as an upgrade. I don't know. To me, I think Harkless fit the system better than Morris. You got a more versatile defender. Robinson, I mean, Morris might be a better scorer, but you don't really need that from him. You know, you got Mo Harkless who know his role. I mean, toughness, yeah, but he the type that he's reckless toughness. He the guy to get ejected for doing something, trying to fight. It's like, come on, man. In the playoffs, that ain't what you don't need. I don't need him in there fighting with Anthony Davis, getting himself thrown out, doing his Morris. Getting everybody else fired up and getting Harrell thrown out for backing him up. I, I just don't think bringing him over was a good idea. Morris is not a play his role type of guy. A team that surprised me. A team that has completely surprised me has been the 76ers. They're fighting all in the locker rooms. I thought for sure they would make a deal. That team is ready to implode. Joel Embiid does not like Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons don't like Joel Embiid, and it's been a big problem. One of them are going to have to go. That's it. This whole experiment is not going to work. Whenever your so-called quote unquote star player says, we've been winning games, but our offense is not sustainable. We are not a good team offensively. And he's right. They're not. The offense is all over the place. But it's kind of each guy's fault. Trust the process. We did. This is as far as it gotten us. Now there is no more process. Well, let's look at the bad contracts and why the Lakers can't move. And the reason why the trade deadline didn't work for them this time. One of the bad contracts they got, Danny Green. Danny Green is a guy that they needed to move or they're going to probably keep, but he gets $14 million. $14 million a season for Danny Green. Bradley gets $4 million. Cardwell Pope gets $8 million. $8 million for Pope. And then LeBron's getting $37 million, while Anthony Davis makes $27 million. Yep. So Danny Green's contract. Oh yeah, please do hit the like button. All these people here, nobody's hitting the like button. It's crazy. That's free. Even though you can support the Cash App and hit that up too. But that's free. That's gonna cost you nothing. So this is why the Lakers couldn't move anybody. Because you can't move Danny Green. Nobody's gonna take him. Nobody's gonna take Pope $8 million. So they stuck with Caldwell Pope. Good thing he started playing well, but because he's on Clutch Sports, he's getting paid $8 million a year. He's well overpaid. And you pick up Avery Bradley for $4 million a year, almost $5. Bradley is a great complimentary player, but what are you going to do with him? You're not going to be able to do a lot with Avery Bradley. He's not going to give you a lot offensively. He's a decent defender, but he normally gets hurt. Now, Rondo, you could put Rondo in the mix at 2.6, but who's going to take Rondo? Plus, LeBron likes Rondo. It's a good guy there. So they're all veteran team. So the Clippers got some money. They traded Derek Walton Jr. to Atlanta for some cash. That's crazy. They say for some money. That's gotta be something and a half. Like, look, take this bag. Anyhow, anyhow. He said D'Lo got traded for a bag of lint. Man, Derek Walton Jr. traded to Atlanta for some cash. They couldn't even get a player. You ain't even traded for a player. You traded for cash. Well, the main problem here is stability. Well, you want something that's stable. D'Angelo Russell wasn't going to make it. Hmm. But the thing is, D'Angelo Russell wasn't playing up to par. He can score a bunch of points, but he's a stagnated offensive guy. The ball don't really move with him. He's a get his own shot type of guy. He could dribble up, shoot. That's it. So either you're gonna hit with him or you're gonna mess with him. That's the kind of player he is. It's like it's a hit or miss. With a player like him, you always are gonna be consistently. You're always gonna be consistently wondering about, like, am I doing this right? Is this the right way to do this? I had high hopes for everything that was on the table and everything involved. I said, man, I got high hopes. D'Angelo Russell just wasn't getting it. Nobody's worried. Like Quinn Cook, DeMarcus Cousins, Dwight Howard, that money is nothing. All that money that got there, all of those players, that'll be gone. The problem that they have is the Danny Green contract. Danny Green is $14 million. It's hard to move somebody. They couldn't get him. The Lakers tried. They can't, unless you're willing to move with somebody stupid enough to take Pope for $8 million, which teams weren't stupid. They're like, we're not gonna take $8 million. The Lakers don't have any draft picks. They gave up like all their draft picks and their players to get Anthony Davis. They would have to give up more draft picks down the road. And they don't want to do that because they finna divorce themselves with LeBron in another 2 years. You glad y'all kept Pope? I am too. Because I'm quite sure that's going to help the Clippers out tremendously. That Pope is still on the team. Now, LeBron's not going to be happy. LeBron is not going to be happy because Kyle Kuzma's still there. He doesn't trust Kyle Kuzma in decisions on the court. Kyle Kuzma plays. Well, he probably was doing that because he was in the trade deadline. But he played 100 miles an hour. He didn't let any plays develop, and he was just looking for his own shot. He wasn't looking to make the extra pass. He was looking to score every time he got the ball. Well, he was. He was thinking he was getting traded, and now he got traded. LeBron is stuck with Kuzma. Leon Rose, who used to have LeBron, he got Towns, he got Anthony, he got Booker, he got Joel Embiid, he got Paul, he got Jackson Jr. from the Grizzlies. And he got Kyle Kuzma. And now he's going to be president of basketball operations for the Knicks. That's huge. Morris can score, but he's not as athletic as Harkless. He's a physical defender. You know, that's the kind of things that's cool and all right, but I don't know how good you are with wanting to have a guy that physical. Well, the Brooklyn Nets, their problem was Dinwiddie. Um, Dinwiddie right now they're not happy with having Kyrie on the team. It's hurt his game, and now they want him to come off the bench. A lot of people thought he was going to be moved at the deadline, and it's hard to move him. And it's a situation where his cap situation is happening. It just hasn't worked out with the two working in continuity. And the lights are finally getting near 100 as my cell phone decides it wants to try to break itself. Let me set it up here before the cheese its gold. A lot of people are trying to figure out, why did the Drummond trade happen the way it did? That move meant nothing to the Pistons. Like, why? You just got one draft pick for Drummond. People are baffled. Like, you could have gotten so much more for him. Nobody really wants that guy. So Harold right now, he's happy. Well, I looked at this as a major decision. Do you think the Clippers with this trade has put themselves in position to win a championship this year? Well, the Golden State Warriors gave up on their young talent quick. Spellman was out, Evans was out, and D'Angelo Russell out. Golden State, I give them credit for having a great GM. No matter how many panties he got in the suitcase, that man knows basketball. He says, Spellman, you out. Evans, you're out. Russ, thank you for coming by, but we no longer need your service. Now, here's the problem. I like Shamit coming in there more than I would like Isaiah Thomas. I'm not excited about this trade for Morris. I don't think the Clippers needed anybody. And I definitely don't want to see, I definitely don't want to see Morris. I mean, Isaiah Thomas in there taking minutes away from Shamit, who should be out there playing. Then Isaiah Thomas out there complaining about minutes. He ain't playing enough, causing disruption on the team. I don't need to see that. What's up, Chris G? So trade deadlines don't mean anything, really. People can have deals in place. Drummond is 26 years old. Looks like he's 39. Well, one of the main problems is that Drummond don't play the perimeter. He's one of the centers that don't move around. He stays near the top of the key, and that's that. So you got Tristan Kardashian. The Pistons get John Henson and Brendan Knight. and a 2022 whatever first round pick. Kevin Love's excited that they got Andre Drummond. Kevin Love isn't going anywhere. A lot of people thought he was. The reason why Kevin Love, I didn't see him moving anywhere, is that Kevin Love seemed unhappy there because he's unhappy really with the coach. But the team has signed him to a major contract, and it's hard to move him. You probably have to move him at the end of the year. But in the middle of the season, it's hard to move Kevin Love. That's just the facts. I'll never forget that game. Wiggins and Russell had that game when they both put up like 50 apiece, and they both traded for each other. It's not going to be consistent. So having him on your team, is not going to benefit you. That's all I'm saying. You got a player such as the hoodie. Oh yeah, the hoodie fine. The hoodie's on fleek. Ain't that how y'all said? It's on fleek. Pennywise. That's a great change of direction for the Knicks. There, a lot of people are going now with these former agents being general managers because they can bring the talent there. You got a guy that got all these agents and Leon Rose. And basically, you're going to have veteran talents going to the Knicks. We all know Carmelo ain't going there no more. But all these other guys are going to be in there. But how much control is he going to be allowed to have with Dolan as the owner? See, that's the problem. Dolan's always hired his friends. Well, here's the thing. Tristan Kardashian will be gone at the end of the year. They're not going to buy him out. He's going to have to play alongside Drummond this season, and he'll be a free agent next year. That's how much they're not going to buy him out. They're just going to let him play out the rest of the year. And they saying, go be a free agent. They're risking losing with him because they can't get nothing for him. Nobody wants Tristan Kardashian. His contract is overinflated thanks to LeBron, And like a lot of these guys should be thanking LeBron because they got a lot of extra money they shouldn't have gotten. J.R. Spliff, he's getting paid right now to sit at home tens of millions of dollars, and he was a bum for the last 5 years. Well, we already explained why Kuzma couldn't go anywhere. Here's why Kyle Kuzma can't go anywhere. It's hard to move Kyle Kuzma because the Lakers want draft picks, and they're not going to give you any draft picks for Kyle Kuzma. They'll do a player-to-player deal, but the player you're trying to ask for Kyle Kuzma has not proved he could be healthy. And these are one of the concerns a lot of teams had. They'll want Kyle Kuzma and at least a draft pick from the future. The Lakers don't have a lot of draft picks. They traded all of them to get Anthony Davis. That hurts you in the trade deadline. You can't move anybody. Players wanted Danny Green. They didn't want to give up Danny Green, but then they looked at the $14 million. They said, well, let's do a 3-team trade with the Sacramento Kings and the Phoenix Suns. The Lakers didn't have enough pieces to get it done. You can't move Caldwell Pope at $8 million. The Lakers are overpaying people because of LeBron. Caldwell Pope should not be making no $8 million. He should have been gone with a draft pick somewhere. That freed up a lot of money. We good. Okay, remember that line when y'all sitting at home with no trophy. I want you to say that. Somebody gonna ask you what happened in Lakers, man. We good. I want you to say that. You know what the Clippers said? We ain't good. We're gonna make a move. Even though I don't like this move. I do not like Morris and Isaiah Thomas on the Clippers. I don't like that move. Don't like it one bit. Because he's on Clutch Sports. You got 3 players on Clutch Sports on the Lakers. And they're 3 sucking up all the money. LeBron's getting 37. AD's getting 27 mil. And then you got 8 million for Pope. Danny Green gets $14.6 million. That is the dumbest contract in history. Danny Green isn't worth 14.6. He's a deadly 3-point shooter. He's a sometimes player. He's not a player that delivers every night. He's not going to give you 20 a night or even 16 a night. Danny Green gives you like 8. Well, to me, Caruso, if he got the right playing time, if you're the Lakers and you got Caruso plays harder to me than a lot of players on the team. Caruso plays a lot harder than Danny Green. He plays hard on the defensive end, and he pushes the defense. He's a threat to take the ball to the cup. If you guard Danny Green at the 3, you ain't got to worry about Danny Green. He ain't going to get around you. He's just going to pass the ball. To me, a guy like that, what good is he? What innate value he's bringing to the table? Well, here's the thing. This is what I mean about being an idiot. The Clippers got Morris for cheap. He could have signed with the Clippers in the offseason and made this whole problem go away. Now he took less money, a 1-year deal to go play for the Knicks, when the Clippers offered him more money, and they just got him for the low. So they ended up getting who they wanted anyway in Morris, and they got him for the low. Thanks, Rich Paul. Thank you. That's why Rich Paul is fired. You guys believed Rich Paul when he was telling you it was Morris' decision to turn it down. It wasn't Morris like, no, it was my fault. I turned that down. Nope, he didn't understand the deal because it was not presented to him correctly. But that's okay. He knew and got smart and said, I got to fire you. He knew he had to fire him immediately. He said, you know what? You got to go. But what you keep talking about, man? If that was really LeBron James, he would not be using that thumbnail. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine that? Pat Bev and Isaiah Thomas arguing over who should be starting. They're going to tell Isaiah, look, man, I don't know where you was playing for before, but I'm going to tell you, you can't bring that garbage over here. We don't play that. You better shape up or get shipped out. He's like, man, I'm way better than Shamit. You know what I did 4 years ago for Boston? They're gonna be, look, dude, nobody here care what you used to do in the world. Man, look, it's about right now. Shamit plays. I see he got released. I hope so, because I don't see him fitting in nowhere, shape, or form. Watch it be like, Clip is about to be raw. They already was raw. There's no way LeBron would be on here talking about it's me, Cino. Don't forget to hit the Cash App up. Carcino's the name on the Cash App. So right now, the starters of the team, you got Shamit is the starter with Pat Bev, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Shoebox. Coming off the bench, you got Robinson, you got what's his name, Williams, Morris Sr., Green, Harrell, Magruder, and Patterson. Then they be like, man, that ain't a tough guard lineup. Somebody said they already dropped Isaiah Thomas. I haven't gotten that word yet, but if they did, it's a smart move because let him go be able to sign with anybody who want to pick him up. Did you see him signing back with the Lakers and LeBron? LeBron gonna be, hey man, welcome back. He gonna be like, man, told you, man, our journey continue. Come on, IT. Here we go again. No practice, no no practice, no nothing. How can I get better if we ain't practicing? Oh, we practicing this new dance move. Come on, we gonna get on my IG. That's all he doing. Now the 76ers. What's gonna happen with the 76ers? Everybody's fighting over there, nobody's happy. And what's his name? Big man is mad because he's like, I just left Boston because of this. Big Al. Big Al, like, look, man, I just left Boston. And this is happening. Right. Philly, only thing they did was give up the dumbest trade in history. Golden State is laughing all the way to the bank. Philly picked up Glenn Robinson III, and they got Alex Burks for 3 second-round draft picks. I tell you, dude, I don't care how many panties he got in the suitcase. That's a GM over there. That's a real GM. Put some respect on that GM. That man secured 5 draft picks in free agency. The Golden State Warriors have 5 draft picks in 2 days. They've lowered their cap. They got players for the low. I love it. The 76ers, they're in a panic. They needed players. They need somebody to keep Joel Embiid happy. So you bring in Burks, you bring in Glenn Robinson III. My thing is, they want to improve their score. This will improve and help them balance the offense a little bit and balance the bench. But your problem is in your starting lineup. It's between you and Ben Simmons. If you and Ben can't get along, and when the games are in tight and y'all are arguing, well, y'all got conflicts on how the offense should be ran. This is going to create a problem that's going to have to implode. Ben Simmons is not changing his game. He's not growing. So offensively, they become stagnant because you got a guard who don't want to shoot. He only wants to drive to the hole or distribute the ball. And he doesn't get the ball to Joel Embiid where he should, where he's comfortable in a rhythm. Now, if you Joel Embiid, you got to decide. You can't live on the outside all day. It's cool to be a big man that can play the perimeter, and that's cool. But sometimes you got to know when it's time to go take it inside. So both are at fault. I feel he hangs out way too much out of the perimeter. Start thinking he's a jump shooter. And that hurts his team. There's 6 in the East right now, and nobody's looking at them to go anywhere in the playoffs, which is going to lead to a lot of problems. They 23rd in three-point percentage, 25th in the league in field goal attempts, and 23rd in points. They suck offensively, but they have they've lost 4 straight road games. They lost 10 of their last 12 road games, but they're good at winning at home. If you can't win on the road, you don't make it in the playoffs. That's just that. Tobias Harris is overpaid. Should never pay Tobias Harris that kind of money. Now you put all your eggs in that basket, depending on Tobias Harris to be a guy that's going to show up every night. He's a sometimes guy. Sometimes he's going to have a night where he give you 30. The next night you might get 12. If that. I mean, it's hard to even get motivated to play a team like that. So anyway, they've offered him like $15 million to come play for the Clippers, Morris, in the offseason. When he was with Rich Paul, he turns down the contract, takes a $10 million deal to go to the Knicks. I have no idea why that deal even went place. Signed a 1-year deal with the Knicks. He fired Rich Paul immediately. And then they had to interview Rich Paul and said, why would you turn down the Clippers deal for the Knicks? That was his decision. So it went on Morris. It was like, was you stoned? And Morris, come to find out, he took credit, said, yeah, that was my fault. I did that. But he didn't know what was going on over there. It wasn't really relayed to him the right way. So he ended up taking the Knicks deal. He had about two other deals that was worth more. Right. And now he's with the Clippers for the Lola. So he's with the Clippers anyway. And Rich Paul don't have him as a client. That's the best thing Morris did, was firing that guy. Morris can't guard LeBron. That's why to tell you the truth, I never was excited about Morris being a Clipper. To me, that's not an outstanding trade. What do you lose? Okay, you got a more physical guy in Morris, but Morris is mentally unstable. You put a guy like that on your team, he's gonna cause problems. He's gonna disrupt the team. Oh, thank you, Mr. Freeman. And don't forget, you guys can hit up the Cash App. The Clips, baby. I like that D Russ is gone. Golden State has done a great job. They got like 5 picks. They got 3 today. They got a draft pick and Wiggins from Minnesota just for Spellman, D Russ, and Evans. Got all them off their books. Then they just got 2 more from the 76ers. You know what the Lakers got? This. They got the finger. But let me repeat, even though the trade deadline is over, all right? Even though the trade deadline is over, let me remind you, the trade deadline could be over. It does not mean that everything's done and completed. If you were working on a trade, you still have hours to complete a trade. So nothing's finalized yet. The Lakers have nothing really to offer to make a deal. The only move they had was Kyle Kuzma. But they would have to lose JaVale McGee and a lot of other pieces. Once the Derrick Rose trade wasn't going to be done, Derrick Rose is injured. He's not injured, but still, he wouldn't be able to probably pass the physical. That's why he pulled out of the All-Star game, because he's not healthy enough to go ahead and do this thing here. So he said magically the Lakers will get somebody. Watch. Well, they could pick up somebody off the bench. Like they could sign Isaiah Thomas if somebody waived somebody. They could pick him up. pick up somebody off waivers. But the thing is, the Lakers don't have any space. They don't have any space right now. They got to go with what they got. But you got Danny Green, LeBron, and AD as your top money makers. Your fourth money maker on the team is Pope at $8 million. You got Boogie making 4.5. He ain't playing. Then you got Bradley on the team who's making $4 million. So that's your money. You staring your money right in the face. Moving Kyle Kuzma made sense. But the Lakers don't have draft picks. So how far is that going to go? Well, when he clears waivers or something, he can go sign with somebody, but I doubt he goes back to the Lakers with LeBron. I mean, I feel bad for him. He was a couple of games away from getting $100 million contract, and he wouldn't take the surgery, and they end up trading him. As long as I don't have to guard Kawhi, we straight. You right about that. You straight. He said it's all over for LeBron now. Maybe. Trying to pay attention to see if another deal go through, but looks like it's done, fellas. So anyway, this has been cool. But don't forget, hit the Cash App up. Carcino's the name on the Cash App. Oh, nobody even think about the Bulls. The Bulls are terrible because you got terrible owners. When you got terrible ownership, this is what happens. Hello? Hey, what's up? I'm live. All right, bye. That ringtone gotta go. Hey, came with the phone. I should call Mace up. Be like, stop playing with me, Betha. Betha, you know what this is. You smell me. Stop playing with me, Betha. I should do that one.
A call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 9-1.
Well, somebody could be in the middle of something. All right, they cut it off because I can't let you hit a person's number. Let me see if I can get Deontay Wilder online. I know I got Deontay Wilder number. Oh, there he is.
The subscriber you have dialed is not in service. If you feel you've received this message,
I should call Andrade, Don Sequoia, Ellie Setback. I should call him and cuss him out. He'd be too scared to answer the phone. Freddie Roach. Yeah, it's a whole different time. But anyway, let me get out of here so I can start calling people and taking care of business. Thank you. Don't forget, hit the Cash App up. The name is Carcino on the Cash App. I am gone.